Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this stacked unseen video. We're going to have to move quick because it is rammed, right? We're going to start with the Wyatt 6 folder. This is Cerberus, who said, I don't know if anyone has noticed, but the client ID on the evaluation form from White Rabbit was that number. The patient ID from the Wyatt 6 promo the other day was this number, and it's only, it's the next one up. It's only the last digit that has changed from 3 to 4. Does that signify they were in the same hospital? I don't know about that last bit. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that like a patient ID number is something you get when you're like born. It's like, I don't know, connected with your family or something. I don't know that it means like that it's that deep that they're at the same hospital, but I think it's so amazing. One, that you found it, and two, that they've gone to that level of detail whereby that is the number for Bray. I'm sure this was connected with Bray, and that is the number for Bo, and it's only out like by one. It's literally the next one up. So they're next to each other, which is just so amazing. So amazing. As I said, I don't know that, like, we go deeper with that. I don't know that it tells us anything, like, more, if you will, that they went to the same place or whatever. But, I mean, it could do. But I just think that's a great bit of detail work done by WWE and really well to have been found. So, excellent. Excellent. Raymond, shout out to you. Here is Nikki's tweet. She says, collected. And it's been pointed out to me about the debt. The debt has been collected. That's what Uncle Howdy was saying. He was going to collect a debt. Well, Nikki is saying it's been collected. So do we move on now? People are in two minds on this. I've had people contacting me saying, yeah, I think we should. We need something fresh. What else can we do? But then I've had other people saying, well, I don't really feel like they've learnt their lesson. I think we need like something else. So it seems like people are quite split on that. I don't know. Nikki is saying collected, so definitely watch this space. So, Raymond, thank you. Here's Kim's Trains just saying, could it be that it's on the gear and the masks and the lamp and the costumes and the chairs? So just wondering about that Pluto symbol that was in the background. And there have been a few people that have wondered about this. Could it be that Pluto symbol is on metal work and on items that are required for the Wyatt 6 segments? Could it be that like that metal work, maybe it's like the door frame, you know, because sometimes they've been coming through that door. Could it be like, I don't know, pyro that they need, or the smoke machine that they need, or any of the little bits that they need? Could it be that they've got Pluto symbols on so that the people transporting that metal work can easily identify and keep it all together? I don't know. I don't mind that theory. I really don't mind that theory. I'm still on board with it being a message to the women's tag division. I am confused why we would be specifically targeting Damage Control. Maybe it would make more sense if there was only 2 of them and they were heels. But right now, like, you know, when Asuka comes back, when Dakota comes back, there's going to be 4 of them. And right now they're faces. So it just doesn't really add up. I can't get my head around why we would target them. Even if Alexa comes in, there's still only going to be 2 women. And what are the guys going to do? Like, they can't do anything with Damage Control. So Damage Control doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm wondering if it's a message to the women's tag division. But then there's these theories saying perhaps it's not a message to anyone, and it's just that's the symbol on their metalwork and the bits they need, which I thought was a very good theory, actually. So, Kim's Chains, thank you. And Wrestle Night, tagging me in this from Jason Baker. Jason, of course, making all the masks and the Fiend mask and the Fiend costumes and all of that. Jason said, the people who sit upon the throne of our memory are the ones who make us live forever. I love that quote. So the people tomorrow, you know, they're the ones that will make us live forever by remembering us and honoring us, and that's exactly what's happening here, you know. That's amazing. Sat on the rocking chair that was synonymous with Bray, with the Fiend gauntlet and Bray on his glove, carrying on the work of Bray. That's a lovely quote, that is. Brilliant. So there we go. That was the Wyatt 6 folder. Let's go to WWE. Wrestle Night again, thank you. Here's Finn Balor. He says the 4.7 is better than the 619. Is that what that's called? I don't know what this is called. It's kind of like a clover leaf using the ropes. Is he calling that the 4.7? I was a bit confused by that. Nice move, though. I like the move. Wrestle Night just pointing out that Trey Miguel had surgery on Sunday, so that seems to be the reason why we didn't get the Rascals. I don't know why they didn't tell us that on the show. They were just quite shady about it, actually. So we know that Zachary and Wes seem to be on a collision course on NXT in a street fight, but I don't know why they weren't a bit more out there with the fact that there was some surgery that had happened and Trey Miguel was out at the moment. So, don't know. But at least we've got, like, some answers. Yeah, look at this. So here we've got the bracelet has been removed from the shop. No word why. So, Casey, thank you. The bracelet, you know, the CM Punk one, that's been removed. Then the woman was like, listen, I'm not trying to complain or anything. The girl that had made it, she was just like, they could have asked me or they could have reached out and told me this was, they could have given me a heads up, right? Drew responded and said, all this and moaning and crying, no wonder CM Punk is your hero. That's a bit unnecessary, isn't it? That's a bit unnecessary. Someone then jumped in and said, watch out, she cooked you last time. And Drew was like, she ain't gonna shag you, brother. Because he said, she cooked you last time, brother. And Drew was like, she ain't gonna shag you, brother. So, yeah, it was all getting spicy. All this over a friendship bracelet, can you believe it? So, Casey, Wrestle Night, Spartan, shout out to you. Kojiko! So here, look, we've got this image posted by Raquel Rodriguez, who is seemingly doing a lot better. We looked at some footage of her and the recovery that she's seemingly made in a recent Unseen. So she seems very interested in this match at Bad Bloods. Now, I'm not going to spend long on this because the PWI 500, in my opinion, is absolutely irrelevant, right? The way that it is done, and I think a lot of people don't know the way that it is done. If you are in a major company and you are the champion and you hold that title for the full year, so I think it runs like July to July, something like that. So if you are basically the WWE champion between July and July and you defend the belt successfully, right, throughout that period, you're going to be number one, right? And if you're, saying the world heavyweight champion, the belt that Gunther's got, and you do the exact same thing, chances are you're going to be number two. If you're the AEW champion and you hold the belt from, say, July to July, you'll be in about number three, right? Same with New Japan, same with all the promotions. And you just work your way down. You look at the Intercontinental belts, the mid-card belts, you know, and you just kind of work your way down. So this isn't really ranked in like, oh, PWI think this guy's number one, they think this guy's number two. It's more done by your accomplishments and your achievements. And really, you know, look, Cody having the year that he had, and certainly finishing the story, becoming the champion, and having that belt has got him up there to number one. I must admit, I'm very surprised that they didn't have Roman up there, because by their own metrics, like, Roman should be in the mix because Roman had the belt from, I'm sure this goes July to July. It's certainly not January to December, otherwise they wouldn't publish it now. I think it's July to July. Could be August to August. But either way, even if it was August to August 2023, going all the way up to April, Roman Reigns was the champion. And yet, I mean, granted, you know, he didn't defend the belt all that much. So that probably hurt him, to be honest. Just simply having the belt is not enough. You know, like, you've got to actually defend that title. So maybe that was a reason as to why he kind of slipped out. But I don't pay this much attention. I've never really cared about this. But I had people going, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? My thoughts are that it's based upon achievement and it's based upon that. And this is just some boomers ranking them wrestlers in a certain order, and I just don't care. So I have never bought a single issue that has featured like the PW 500 in it. So if you have, more power to you. Right, MIlwaukee is putting together a bid for Money in the Bank, right? The event will likely be held at the Fisserov Forum. So it's not guaranteed they're going to get it, but they want it in 2025. So Jordan, thank you. Mark just letting us know regarding the news of Raw, this coming from Wrestlevotes, switching to 2 hours for the rest of the year. I've heard that many production and social staff who work behind the scenes found out in real time, just like the rest of us. As for what this means for Netflix, one source said that it is eagerly anticipating the freedom of varying runtimes. No firm decision has been made. So they're kind of implying that they're not saying that it's going back to 3 hours, although Dave Meltzer is. They're saying that they've heard that varying finishing times is kind of being looked at. And I could understand that because there is no schedule. Like, you don't have to, like, finish at 3 hours. I mean, I do think, though, that people need to know how long the show's going to be, right? People need to have an idea. So, you know, if it's going to be around 2.5 hours, you could do that. I mean, we would never think of a 2.5 hour show, but you could totally do it. You could do 2 hours 15. You could do 2 hours 20. You can do whatever you want because there's no schedule. There's no program that has to follow. It's just, it's there. It's like a streaming service. It can be as long as you want it to be, like YouTube. So yeah, I could understand them being quite excited about not having to fit it in perfectly, but I do think that people aren't going to want to watch a show that's 2 hours one week, 3 hours the next week, 3.5 the week after, 2.5 the week after. Like, people are going to want to know an idea as to the length of each episode. So I think they'll still aim for it to be around that 3 hours. Jordan, shout out to you. So the reason why SmackDown is leaving, apparently it lost loads of money. So Fox regret getting WWE, according to this article. And apparently it's a case that they just could not find the right advertisers. There is a bit of a stigma, if you will, to wrestling fans that we don't spend much money. Like, we're not really the audience that advertisers are after, because wrestling fans don't tend to spend much money. It's historically how wrestling fans were viewed. And this news might kind of imply that's still the case. High-end advertisers were not interested in buying advertising time during SmackDown. And so as a result, Fox struggled to make the money back that they paid for SmackDown. Hence why now they have decided to not renew, and SmackDown is going back to USA. So very interesting for you number fans. Jordan again, this from Ringside News. So apparently word on the street is that Rock and Roman will be heading to SmackDown, but they are expected to be involved with at least that debut episode of Raw. We know that The Rock is likely to start a program with Cody. We know that Roman is going to be involved with the Bloodline and Solo and Jacob and all of that stuff. So that's all SmackDown, isn't it? That's all SmackDown. So we're expecting them to be on SmackDown, but they should have a presence on Raw when we first get going. And I'm sure we'll try and find ways of borrowing them. We need Raw on Netflix to work and be big. And honestly, if you've got The Rock and Roman, that's going to massively help, isn't it? So I would expect to see them on Raw a bit, but I think they will be based on SmackDown. Jordan, shout out to you. So Charlotte, apparently, a little bit of a spoiler. So word on the street is that she's going to come back, get into a program with Nia, who's calling herself the Queen, and obviously she calls herself the Queen. And early penciled in plans are Charlotte against Tiffany at WrestleMania 41, which I think would be absolutely awesome. That would be brilliant. So I'd be totally down for that. Right, let's work our way down this NXT folder. So Jade, Cargill, and Bianca were quite inspired by seeing the Street Profits on NXT. So Jade was like, Chicago, And Shawn says, I'll see you in Chicago. So obviously we know that we're going to go to Chicago, and CW Network, that first episode, seems like Jade and Bianca are going to be there as well. Duke Hudson posting this picture of him in hospital with Mr. Chase following that brutal beatdown that he suffered at the hands of Ridge Holland. Wendy Choo saying this us causing chaos in NXT and TNA. No one is safe, Wendy and Rosemary. We know that we are going to have on October 1st, The Miz. So that's going to be the first episode of NXT on the CW network. Miz TV coming to that episode. Here's Giulia. Giulia is saying, let's see, can we whoosh that over? Giulia said, it's been 10 days since I came to America and I just finished my NXT debut. I'm getting so much inspiration every day. I want everyone in Japan who hasn't seen NXT to see it. So she's really feeling the good vibes at the moment. She seems to be really pleased with how things have gone. She's only been in America 10 days, which is a shockingly short amount of time, isn't it? But hope she's having a good time. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Here's Joey wondering if this, and it was pretty wild, wasn't it? Really dark beard that Lexis King has got. Is it inspired by Jeff Hardy? Don't know. It's Bryn again, so tagging me in this from CM Punk. He said, that was an impressive debut. Ava, I have an idea. I'm going to call and run it by you. So he was watching Giulia, and Giulia's debut. CM Punk has got an idea. I don't think it's going to be AJ Lee. That's what everyone's going to want it to be. But there was a few people wondering if it could be Cora Jade. I was wondering about Indy Hartwell. I was wondering about Indy. But we're going to have to wait and see. Hey, here's some footage by the orders of the Tribal Chief.
Hell yeah! Who are you? Nobody! Because if you ain't the Bloodline, you ain't anybody. My orders of the Tribal Chief.
Did you see Tonga Loa turns into an old man? How did that happen? Listen to Tonga Loa.
Hell yeah! Who are you? Nobody! Because if you ain't the Bloodline...
Here we go. Here we go.
You ain't anybody. My orders of the Tribal Chief.
Ah, that's so fun. Right here, Mrs. Wrestle Night. Hello. So here, look, we've got after the Bloodline interfered in their match tonight and laid them out, Axiom and Nathan Frazer offered their services to the original Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. So there we go. After they got attacked, they're like, listen, we'd like to offer our services to you. I don't think they will. I don't think it's going to go in that direction. But watch this space. Tatum Paxley said no one has ever actually played with me before. So there is Tatum Paxley. And there is Lyra, I think, regretting the situation that she has put herself in, by the way. No sympathy. No sympathy. There we go. There is Nathan offering his services. And down here, James, shout out to you. That is, yes, the NXT CM Punk messages about how he's got an idea. He's going to run it past Ava. So we've done that. We've done that. We've done that. Let's go to fun. Oh, this is pretty fun. Hey, what's your song of the summer?
What is the song of the summer? That's right, I'm reading off this right here.
I think the song of the summer for me...
The song of the summer for me is currently Taste by Sabrina Carpenter.
The song of the summer is Caribbean Queen. Caribbean Queen. I think that's how it goes.
Angel of My Dreams by Jade. Shout out to the fellow Geordie.
A-Town... Oh, I thought we were talking about how good you were.
Okay, well, mine is Anything Sabrina Carpenter, duh, and Charlie XCX because it's a Brad summer. Then the sun beats down and burns the tar up on the roof.
Had some help. Morgan Wallen and Post Malone. Or Have the Heart. Dolly Parton and Post Malone.
They Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Come on, guys. I mean, it's everywhere. It's streaming everywhere.
Ooh. Catering's this way.
There we go. What is your big hit of the summer? Those are some of the WWE superstars. So, Shakeem, shout out to you. Uncle Rebel said, here's Walter. Here's Gunther. So, there we go. I only saw this dude for the first time when he lost all this weight. I've never seen him before. Apparently, he did something called mukbanging. I don't know what that is. So, but it looks like he did a lot of it. And now he doesn't do as much of it. So, there we go. There's Volta. There's Gunther. Ah, this was great.
Luca. Bueno. Piñu. Bueno. Piñu. Bueno. Luca. Bueno. Piñu. Bueno. Piñu. Bueno.
Endlessly entertaining. Here's Dave saying, look, the new Judgment Day shirt is throwing out the trash, Rhea's wings, and Damien's arrow. Oh, I thought that was so good. So good. It's got the Judgment Day on the side as well. TJD. That's good, that is. The wings and the arrow. It's a good spot, that is, Dave. Well done. Right, if we go to other, we've just got this. So, Wrestle Night. Here's Natalia saying, my very first time in a ring was 97 in your house, Canadian Stampede. Classic. It was the last time my whole family was together. Last night was a full circle moment, being back in that same building with Brett, the Hart family, and my WWE family. So there's the pictures. There's Natalia. Look at that. There's Natalia. From all the way back to Canadian Stampede in 97. Look at that. All the family. What a show this is as well, if you've not seen it. And then same building. There she is with Brett. And there she was celebrating in the ring. It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing. So there we go. That was Unseen. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of the support. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.